Today I'm going to tell you 5 laws that are existing in Nigeria. Very interesting law that you probably never heard about. And today we will take them and one after the other will tell you what this law is and what area they regulate so that you understand. I remain Ishaku Joseph Shirmai. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button, and do well to share this video so that other people will learn these interesting things we are teaching you here. Number 1 is the Coat of Arms Act. We all know the flag of Nigeria. Now the national flag represents the dignity of the country. This law provided that the flag of the country cannot be flying in defeated form, cannot be hoisted, torn. It regulates even how the flag has to be flown. So if you are a Nigerian anywhere and you see some of these flags are being hoisted, some you cannot even understand whether it still remains green, white, green. Some have torn, some are just in a very bad shape. Please, you have a responsibility to educate whoever or whichever organization is hoisting such a flag is against the provision of the Coat of Arms Act, because the national flag represents the dignity and honor of Nigeria. So don't present it in a very degrading form. It is against the law and you may be found wanting if you do that. Do you know about this law? Very interesting. So the second law is Marketing of Breast Milk Act, which provides that the act provides for 3 particulars to be inscribed on breast milk substitute or baby formula, which is breast milk is the best food for the child as it prevents diarrhea, chest pain, and other diseases. So the law goes further to say that this statement has to be translated in at least 3 Nigerian languages on the baby formula. Now the question is, as many of you that are using baby formulas, have you ever known that there is a law like this? Have you ever taken your time to look at what the inscriptions that are written on the baby formulas that you are buying? The law mandates that all the people producing this have to have it clearly written that it is the breast milk is the best. This one is just a substitute. So next time you pick a baby formula, check out and see if this is there or not. In fact, the law says it has to be in at least 3 Nigerian languages so that every one of us will be able to read. If the language you understand is this or that, at least be able to know that this one you are buying is not the best. Breast milk still remains the best. Interesting law. Now let's take you to the third law that most likely you are not aware exists in Nigeria. The Cornea Grafting Act. This law came into force in Nigeria in May 1973. Now, what are the provisions of this law that you need to know? This law provided that a dying man on his sick bed, when you feel that, oh, I'm not going to make it again, you can decide in writing or orally in the presence of witnesses that, oh, the moment I depart, the moment my breath ceases, you can remove my eyes, my heart, my kidney, or whichever part of the body that you think can be useful to another person or for medical purposes. You can do that. The question is, are we willing to practice this? Nigerians don't even like the matter of death, but it is not only out of the country, overseas or somewhere. In Nigeria, you can medically decide to donate your organs after you decease, which means the moment you don't pass out of this life, you have authorized the hospital to take out some vital organs from your body and be preserved for either medical purposes or for use for another person. Like of recent times where we have so many cases of kidney failure and the rest. If you're on your sick bed and you feel you're not going to make it, you can decide to donate your kidney, donate your heart, donate whichever part of your body for use after your demise. This law is provided for in Nigeria. The way some of you are looking at me is like, this one exists. Yes, it exists in Nigeria. That is why we say interesting laws that you don't know we have. Now let's take you to law number 4, Consumer Protection Council Act. This law makes it an offense to deceive people through adverts. We have watched so many adverts, and you and I know that this thing is either overhyped or there is no clarity to this. Now, this act forbids deceit through adverts. In fact, let's replicate the provision of Section 11 of this act so that you will see what it clearly provides for. Section 11 says, any person who issues or aids in issuing any wrong advertisement about consumer items is guilty of an offense and liable to a fine, imprisonment for 5 years or both. So what this provision is saying is that if you are going to advertise any consumer items, don't deceive people through that advert. I may be interested in buying the item you advertise and then get it only for me to discover that it is not giving me what you advertise. Remember, the aim of marketing and advertisement is to get people to know what your product is going to give them and they buy into it. So if you market a product that is going to make me look like this, and then I buy because of that advertisement and it's not, that is a deceit. What the law is saying is that if you are found guilty of deceiving people through advert, the punishment for you can be 5 years imprisonment, it can be a fine, or you can get both fine and imprisonment. So in these days of digital marketing and everything is online, be careful that you don't fall short of the provisions of this law. Because if you do and someone decides to take up the case, you will suffer for it. So don't say I did not tell you. There is a law like this that exists that forbids deceit through advert. Are you following? Now let us go to the next law. So the fifth law you need to know, Animal Disease Control Act. How? It's very common. I think a lot of us have seen sometimes where animals, let's say cow and the rest, are hauled up in lorries being transported mostly from the northern part to the eastern or southern part of the country. Hold up together and they move them for hours. Do you ever ponder or imagine the stress, the mental agony that these animals go through? Of course, most of us think since they are, after all, they are used for, they are there for consumption and all that. No, the law provided that if you are going to move such animals for a period more than 12 hours, you're supposed to stop every 12 hours, feed them, allow them to relax before you continue with the journey. In fact, it is provided that you don't hold up the same different genders, different animals of different age group, pack them all together in a lorry and move them like that. Ha! If we are to enforce this law, I know some of you already are shocked about it, but yes, we have laws like this that exist. Animal brutality is not accepted. So if you are in the habit of doing this or you have seen them doing that, know that we have a law that regulates transportation of domesticated animals like this. Very interesting. I'm very sure you have heard some of these laws. Some of them you never know exist, but they do. We are committed to bringing you different topics so that you understand the Nigerian law and you get to learn. Now, don't forget to like this video, share, and drop your comments. We will do well to respond to you. We will see you in our next video.